football brings you the divisional round of the NFL playoffs, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Bengals and the Bills. All that and more coming up next.
Climbing to the top, and this music was my ticket. Found a way to grind, turn a passion to a business. No limit, I'ma get it. Having millions as a
Fever has come to upstate New York, and there's a look at Highmark Stadium here in Orchard Park. Coming up, it's Divisional Round Saturday. We've got an AFC battle on tap between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Buffalo Bills. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gardner. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
They be like, really, you got a milli from doing something silly? I'm like, chilly, I've been killing for decades now, Billy. Well, maybe like several years, but who's counting really? I just know how to turn something silly into a milli. Got a lot to say and a lot
For a berth in the AFC Championship game, off we go in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. Taken in at the 3. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here come the Bengals, and CD, of course, it's Joe Burrow out of LSU at quarterback.
And he more than did his part, the wild card win with 3 touchdown passes. Now, he's going to get a bigger test here in round 2, but his unit is in rhythm, and they're playing as well as they have all year long. I wouldn't be surprised if this defense, though, tried to get after him early with a little extra pressure. If he can handle that, he can have another big game, though.
Throwing on the first play from scrimmage, here's Burrow. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the tackle, defense.
So, Charles, this a defense that hasn't made a lot of mistakes like this on the road to this playoff matchup, but that a bad one there.
Yeah, you definitely want to rattle and shake up the other quarterback. But you know you've got to do it the right way. Otherwise, that cloth's going to be on the ground.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. But Charles, as we've covered, they've already clinched their spot in the postseason. So now they just want to avoid adding any additional names to this list before the postseason begins.
Terrific observation, because trying to move up a spot, I don't know if it's worth it if you're trying to play guys who aren't quite right. Get them healthy, get ready for the playoffs, make your move then.
On third down, Burrow. Man open, that's Jamar Chase complete. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
First carry here for Joe Mixon. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful, and that strength was on display there.
Yeah, and this could be a sign of what this defense is in for, because you know all week long the coaches were preaching to the defense, you've got to be able to wrap up against a back like him, or he can make you pay. Technique, technique, technique.
On first and 10, Joe Burrow. Open man is Chase, complete. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. Throwing again on second down. Burrow. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's third down. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Here's Burrow. And he's got Hurst, his tight end. And the Bengals are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down, and this has been a great opening drive. You know, at this point, they'd hate to settle for 3, but they've created a fresh set of downs and a 1st and goal.
And perhaps now close to the first points of this divisional round game as it's 1st and goal. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And he's got it. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd and goal. To the air again. Burrow toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Now Burrow to the goal line, but it's incomplete. So they opted to pass for it on 3rd and goal. Let's see what they do on 4th and goal.
Well, I think they threw it with the idea that if they didn't get it, they would go for it on 4th and goal. So they've got another play in their pocket. They're going to have to call it right now. No field goal here.
And he's not going to get in. They stop him at the 1. They tried to let the fullback pound it in between the tackles, but he stopped up short. And on the opening drive of the ball game, the defense comes up with a goal line stand. Out comes the offense for the Bills, led by their quarterback at 6'5". That's Josh Allen.
All in all, he was pretty solid in the victory in the wild card round and threw a couple of touchdowns. And when it comes to quarterback play, you'd always love spectacular. But in the playoffs, you'll take solid. And that's exactly what they're looking for from him again in this contest.
Singletary to get the drive started. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. On play action, Allen. That's caught by his tight end, Dawson Knox. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A gain there of 30 big ones.
I don't think anyone would argue that having that extra week definitely helps come playoff time. And those were some fresh legs right there. That extra practice time and planning, certainly in evidence.
So that play much needed there as they're all the way up near the 40 for a 1st and 10. Allen going to give this one to Singletary. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. Nyheim Hines, his first carry. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Throwing is Allen on 3rd. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Trey Hendrickson drops him for a 4-yard loss there, and that brings up 4th down.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. Here's the punter, Martin, out to kick it away. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a 4th down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
His 4th catch already in this first quarter. It's a 1st down. Burrow looking to pass. That's the tight end Hurst with it. To throw again on 2nd down. Burrow. He'll drop this one down to Mixon.
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.
7 yards there and a first down.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Again, it's Burrow. And that is incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now it's Burrow. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. 4th down, out comes the punter, Drew Chrisman. Back deep, Nyheim Hines.
He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline.
So here come the Bills out for their 2nd drive. They'll begin with much more advantageous starting field position than they did on their last drive as they come up here 1st and 10. On 1st down, they'll start out with Singletary. He'll get this to about the 38. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They run with Hines. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. From the gun, it's Allen. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And some space here. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 41 yards for him on the ground so far. A great start to this divisional round contest.
That's his longest run of the first quarter. And, Charles, we talked before the game about them needing to establish the run game. They'll be looking for more of that.
And they got to the perimeter. So that tells me that that's part of the game plan of what they want to get done today. So they'll have some complimentary runs where he'll run it to the inside. But it appears that when they want the big yardage, they think they can get to the outside and make it happen.
They will throw on 1st down with Burrow. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
2nd and 11 at the 41. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Throw left side, caught by the tight end, Hurst. And they're going to get this up to midfield. From midfield now, Burrow. To Mixon on the check down. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. 10 yards there on a Bengal first.
But they've certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball, possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
A first carry for Samaje Perine. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll run again with Perine. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. A Bengal first down on the 16-yard pickup there. We're scoreless after one. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Bengals in control of the football. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Burrow will throw. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. On second down, here's Mixon. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. On 3rd and 1, Burrow. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage. But I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
So on 4th down, off goes Burrow. On comes Evan McPherson for the Bengal field goal.
It'll be spotted on the right hash. A 52-yard attempt. And he put enough leg into it, but it's well off to the right and no good. These playoff games have a tendency to be tight. You have to wonder if that missed field goal could haunt them later.
Yeah, we're always looking for the key plays, right? The ones that we're going to magnify. Usually those happen in the second half or later in the game. This might be the key play of the game showing up here in the first half.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And, partner, I know so far, we're still in the first half, but you love this game as a defensive guy. 0-0. We'll see if the offense can get going on this drive.
But you know how they talk about music to your ears? How about what it does for your eyes when you watch something like this, right, where these teams are locked in and going at it, no points going up on the scoreboard? I'm loving it. You're exactly right.
Well, switch over, though, to an offensive mindset for a moment. What do they need to do here to get on track and get some points?
Well, I think a couple of ways. Number one, you pull out something that maybe they haven't seen before. Coaches always talk about unscouted looks. Maybe you give them something that they haven't seen on tape, and now you shock them that way. The second, run your basic playbook, but run it so well that you give your skill position guys a chance to make big plays individually.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Singletary, they'll go up the middle. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Allen. Isaiah McKenzie hauling it in. And he'll be brought down at the 27. They'll run on 1st down with Singletary. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. Right back to Singletary on 2nd down. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. Here's Allen to throw it. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Bengals have recovered it. The defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there, though? So much going on, so much swirling around. He's trying to find someone downfield. He's trying to move around to find an open target. Sometimes you forget the number one thing, take care of the football.
Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. And they're going to get this up to midfield. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that is taken in by Hurst. He'll get it inside the 20. Touchdown! Hayden Hurst, 50 yards. And the Bengals are on the board first here in this division round matchup. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
Evan McPherson now for the PAT.
And he's got it to make it 7-0 Bengals. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2.
This one fielded at the 5. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
From the 35 on second down, Allen. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Over 100 catches in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch in these playoffs.
Well, they obviously red man covers their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him
What do you mean by that, Burko?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield, then he curls back inside for the completion.
Allen now on first down. That's caught by Gabriel Davis. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. On second down, there's the option going left. Allen hit. He lost the football. And the Bengals grab it.
This is really, really difficult for teams to coach because you love the extra effort, right? When he break a couple of tackles, I mean, he was really trying to gain the extra yardage, but you also have to have an idea that people are going to come up behind you from the side trying to take care of the ball while you're trying to get extra effort. Sometimes you have to know when to say when and maybe just go down.
A very good starting field position for the Bengals here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Here's Burrow. He finds his running back, Mixon. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Got a man. It's Chase. He completes it. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That gain on 3rd down, good for 28.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 27. Now Burrow. He's got his big tight end. That's Hurst. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. He will find his man Chase complete. Touchdown Bengals. Jamar Chase from 21 yards away. And the Bengals have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it was Jamar Chase who finished it off with a touchdown reception. From the 6. And he returns this to the 22.
The Bills offense coming out, ready to take over. And you work so hard during the regular season to earn that bye to go to the divisional round fresh. Well, maybe they're too fresh because they've come out here pretty flat.
And how many times have we seen it? And let's go to other sports now. Let's go to basketball, baseball, those ones where the playoffs are a series. And you see teams who were playing before versus the team that had the bye, and they take them on. And how often does that team that's been playing before win game one?
Right.
Almost always, right? Feels that way anyway. When it's a one-shot deal like the NFL, that's critical because now you come in and you get the momentum. You can take them out in that one game, and it's over. And those other ones, that team at home usually gets a chance to recover, and they're usually the better team.
Well, they better halt that momentum on the other side quickly, or this might be their last game. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. A give up the middle to Singletary. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory.
51 yards rushing for him now as he has been strong here in the first half of this divisional round matchup.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle. And oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
And he is going to have a Bills first down. At least it would appear that way. He didn't get it by much, but yes, they do get the conversion on 3rd and 1.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first.
Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend.
A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando.
And meanwhile, Allen's throw here taken in by Knox.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard.
And again, it's Allen.
He's got it complete to Diggs, right side.
And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10.
On the slant, he's got Davis. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Allen. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. A play fake to Singletary, and now it's Allen. Steps away. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Allen going to go on 4th down. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's McKenzie. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one.
So this offense able to convert on 4th, and now a fresh set of downs here, 1st and 10.
Allen going to throw. They'll try and set up the screen to Hines. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1.
Now 2nd and 5. Snap will come from the 6.
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Allen. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. The kick by Bass is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. Maybe a moral victory of sorts. They're on the board here late in the first half, but this offense just hasn't looked that sharp.
Yeah, but at least they got the 3 points, right? At least they have something to, quote-unquote, hang their hats on and maybe feel a little bit better about themselves as they head to the half.
And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25.
The Bengals going to take over late in this first half. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead. This goes out wide from Mixon.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Final play of the half for Burrow and company. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. So it's on to halftime of this AFC Divisional Round matchup as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, this is the second of 4 games this weekend as we narrow the field down to the 4 teams who will meet in the league championship games next Sunday. We'll get back out to you guys in just a moment. But first, let's take a look ahead to tomorrow's other divisional round games in the AFC, and it looks like a good one, as it'll be the Jacksonville Jaguars doing battle with the Kansas City Chiefs. Now time for a check of the next-gen stats in the first half for the Bengals, for the Seahawks. And they had success all season throwing the football. No reason for that to change in the playoffs, as they've continued to move the ball well through the air. Meanwhile, for the Bills, they weren't quite as successful throwing the ball as their counterparts were, but they still were able to move the ball reasonably well in that first half.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And no thought of a return here for Hines.
The Bills offense set to take over to begin quarter number 3. And Charles, that had to be an interesting locker room at halftime. This is a team that's had so much success this year. Haven't really had to deal with a lot of adversity at halftime, to be honest. But now here they are with their playoff lives on the line.
And I think when you're alluding to that interesting locker room, you're just wondering, how are they handling that bit of adversity that they're seeing right now? Because I think this is a team that has to look to lean on the veterans at this point. We know we're better than this. We've proved it all season. Let them disseminate that confidence through the locker room. But this opening drive, it'll be an important one for them to give them a little jolt of confidence moving forward.
Throwing is Allen on third. He finds his man. That's Sweeney. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. It'll be a gain of 5. And that's going to make it 4th down.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
Let's go.
Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Buffalo. It's taken to the 26. 39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half.
Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10.
At about the 32. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
It connects quickly to Jamar Chase.
There he goes left side. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Well, after their wild card round game last week, you and I said, well, they played pretty well. Maybe they got a shot at keeping this one close. They've done more than keep this one close.
Yeah, they've made quite a statement, haven't they? And I don't know if it was the week off that hurt this defense, but they've been flat from the get-go. And that's always a coach's fear. Okay, you earn the open week, but you wonder how they'll respond with that extra time off.
And it seems like they've been running uphill all game.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And the lead is up to 18 now. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. One play drive and into the end zone for 6.
Hines opting not to risk it, and this will come out to the 25.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
On play action, Allen. And Diggs has it. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. On the handoff, it's Singletary.
And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45.
On 2nd and 9, Allen. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hines. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Allen. It's complete to Diggs. Touchdown, Bills. Stephon Diggs, 54 yards.
And the Bills are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. For Stephon Diggs, he can do a lot of things, CD. He can be a possession-type receiver. He can take the top off a defense, or he can do what we saw right there, make a catch, and then turn it into a big game.
And plenty to praise on the play, but this is also a bit of a breakdown defensively because you've got to be right on him when he makes the catch. Otherwise, he has the ability to really make you pay, and he does right there, picking up excellent real estate after the catch.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the catch on the next-gen stats. Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And it makes the score 21-10. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays.
And it's finished off by the touchdown by Stephon Diggs. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Jamar Chase hoping to be at center stage yet again as the offense returns to the field.
Seems like the measuring stick for a receiver for a great game is 100 yards. Well, he's well past that now.
And as we analyze how he's getting them, that's where it really becomes fun because, let's face it, they keep sending coverage at him, keep trying to put the pressure on, yet he finds ways downfield and finds openings. That's a really crafty receiver.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Again, it's Mixon. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
On 3rd down, Burrow. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. We'll call that a 43-yard punt, 2 on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Working with a 2nd and 3.
Now flags will come in. One of the Bills got going a little early.
Ball start. Offense.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
They were looking good on second down, but now they're backed up 5 yards by the false start, and it's 2nd and 8. To throw, it's Allen. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Sam Hubbard, his 2nd sack of the night.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. Back to throw. Allen. Throw left side complete. That's McKenzie. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
That's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath by all means.
Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10
at the 34.
He'll hand it off here. This is Mixon.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Back to Mixon on 2nd down.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
57 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. And now they will throw it with Burrow. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. From midfield now, Burrow.
And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down.
This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35.
Buffalo offense back out ready to go. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter wasn't himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
But he's turning in a nice performance. Remember, he had the touchdown earlier, and this time he's able to beat double coverage to grab it.
I think that if he weren't worried about a taunting penalty, he'd run by the opposing team's bench and say, guys, 2's not going to be enough. You better get some more guys trying to cover me. He knows how to get open downfield.
On the give, this is Singletary. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes I think these defensive tackles get a little bit of a bum rap. We just see them as big guys that eat up blockers for others to make tackles. Oftentimes they're quicker than they get credit for. And this time he uses quickness to make a play.
So the 1st down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Now Allen. steps away to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Sam Hubbard in there to get him yet again. That is his third sack tonight. They can't figure him out.
Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number, it's just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Allen. Toward the sideline, it's complete. An athletic grab, but still well short of the first. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. 37 yards on the punt with no return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10
at their own 19-yard line. They begin with a run by Mixon. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. Now it's Burrow.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to our 3rd and 3. And they go play action now. Burrow. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd.
And he is going to have a Bengals 1st down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and it picked up a 1st down for them, too.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Burrow. That's the tight end Hurst with it. And they showed a little athletic juke, but then the daylight quickly closed. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 37.
Again, it's Burrow. Buying time to his left.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
He's starting to fall into the category of not fair because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Well, yeah, exactly. They've had trouble stopping him in the secondary. This time they've got the great coverage. Oh, he can run too. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon. 74 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
1 quarter remains for the right to advance to the AFC title game. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Buffalo. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. It's the Bengals in possession of the football and in possession of the lead as well as we start the 4th. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line.
You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive.
And this could be the defining moment of their season, all hyperbole aside. You're trailing here in the 4th quarter, the divisional round. And they need to come up with something as they get this drive started.
2nd and 5 now. Allen.
And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
The offense on third down tonight, just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. This will be 3rd and 5. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete. Here's Sam Martin now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. .45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And that's off the mark, incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Burrow will throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Boyd.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. Burrow on 3rd down. And he's got Hurst, his tight end. And he is going to have a Bengals 1st down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. And the screen unsuccessfully dropped it. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Here's Burrow. They'll set up the screen here to mix him. And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Well, you're crediting your defense.
Gotta credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them. Ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down.
And that is no good. And this will remain an 11-point spread. Now, Charles, all things considered, I guess that's not a critical miss at this stage, is it?
No, but still everything helps when you're trying to finish off a ball game. And you're right, not critical in terms of the scoreboard and the team, but the guy with the golden foot, he knows he's only as good as his last kick.
And the Bills getting set to go.
Well, they didn't fall behind any further thanks to that missed field goal, but still staring at this 4th quarter deficit.
Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at the 45. Throwing to start the drive. Allen to the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. Throwing again on 2nd down. Allen. Left side caught by Diggs.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. This ball complete to the tight end, Sweeney. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
And here's Allen. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. picked up by Jesse Bates. And the Bengals are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. But here in the fourth quarter, defensively, you know that you're just going to blanket the field with defensive backs and say, okay, take your best shot. And that time, it's intercepted.
And we've often seen teams go into the prevent early, way too early, and sometimes they get too soft in their coverages. But not in this case. They understood the situation and played it with the proper aggression.
The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. And now first downs are key. They want to keep that clock moving, up by 2 scores as they try to cement their place in the conference championship round in 1 week's time. Meanwhile, Burrow's throw here into the hands of Boyd. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line. On the delay, it's Mixon. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Got a man. It's Chase. He completes it. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the fourth quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think you continue to do so.
They will throw on first down with Burrow. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. To throw again on second down. Burrow. He's going to loft one deep left side here. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
There's another big play for him right there, and that's not the first time we've said that throughout this game. This last catch puts him over 200 yards receiving for the ball game and leaving the defense with just one word in their mind: helpless.
So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. He gets this one to Boyd. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on second down. To the air again, Burrow. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down. Burrow looking to pass. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And the Bengals are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that
first.
wasn't the first option.
No, it came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag, completed it very well.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Now it's Burrow. And it's caught. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd and goal. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Jamar Chase saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Bengals are drawing closer to a date in the AFC title game as they extend this 4th quarter lead. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it was Jamar Chase who finished it off with a touchdown reception. This one taken just inside the 10. And able to get this out to the 25. Buffalo set to get the football back here. Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that, as they begin here with a 1st and 10 on the wrong side of the scoreboard.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Allen hit. He lost the football.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. To throw, it's Allen. And bringing it in, it's Davis. The offense on third down tonight, they've converted just twice and have had plenty of opportunities. Here it's 3rd and 2. And Diggs has it.
And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Here's Allen on 1st and 10. Another target for Stephon Diggs, and he brings it in.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 41. Throwing now is Allen. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Allen to throw once more. He's got his target. It's the tight end Knox. Operating from the red zone now. Allen. Allen hit. He lost the football. Call it luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you maintain possession, that's all you're looking for.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Allen under pressure, and they got to him again. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. On 3rd and long, it's Allen. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Now Allen, got to have this one. He'll air this one out deep for Davis. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown.
Gabriel Davis,
38 yards.
and the Bills have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And the lead is down to 11 at 28-17. So 2 scores down, time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And this is going to be snuffed out. The Bengals recover. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Cincinnati now ready to take the field.
Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the 4th quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much.
Inside handoff to Mixon. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Once again, they run with Mixon. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Now Burrow. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Bengals bring out their punter now as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. Josh Allen in the offense now.
Down by 11, 1:07 remaining. This crowd has stayed with them throughout, but they need 2 late scores to advance in these playoffs as they've got a first down. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing is Allen. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Allen. And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now it brings up 4th down. One final try here for Allen. That's taken in by Knox. And able to get this one out just shy of the 25 at the 24. Allen. Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Now Allen. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. And they have secured a spot in the conference championship, and now you can start to smell it at this point in the season, can't you?
You really can, because the focus has been one game at a time, not looking ahead. But when you get to the conference championship game and you know you're there, the Super Bowl does loom in the future.